Hello, podcast listeners, Central Michigan fans, college football fans, college sports fans alike. Welcome to the Two Idiots Talking podcast as part of Double C Sports. My name's Flying C, alongside my Double C Sports co-founder. As always, it's Hunter. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, it's the best time of year for college sports. We got Feast Week, you got Thanksgiving, all that fun stuff.
It is Thanksgiving.
Rivalry week.
Oh yeah, we got it. We got it all. It's Thanksgiving week, and of course, for you football fans, it is the best week of the college football season. And other than opening week, this is it. This is the I think this is the best weekend of college football. This is where the memories get made for the most part. I think. We have just so much fun with these rivalry games. And which one is your favorite college football rivalry, Hunter?
Oh, my favorite. Well, that's tough. I of course, growing up in Michigan, people want you to say Michigan, Ohio State, and I have loved that rivalry. But the Iron Bowl's fun. Um, Stuff like that. I really don't have a favorite rivalry, but if I had to choose, it'd probably just be Michigan Ohio State, just because I'm from Michigan. Like, that's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. That's tradition.
Yeah, it is tradition, and I do respect the Big Ten for at least for now keeping that as the game that Saturday after Thanksgiving. I really hope that doesn't change as the scheduling landscape changes. I hope that is it's almost sacred. I don't like using that word very often, but you're right. That tradition is pretty sacred. For fans of both teams and for people in the state, in the respective states. I mean, you could not be a football fan. If you're from Ohio, you're still going to hate Michigan. If you're from Michigan, you don't give a rip about the Wolverines, but you still hate Ohio. I mean, I've come to notice that that's how deep this thing is. Like I'm in that camp. I don't give a rip about either team, but I hate Ohio State. I hate the state of Ohio for the most part. I've got some friends and family that live down there, but other than
Yep.
that, I hate it. So I'm with you though. I think the Iron Bowl is my favorite rivalry outside of the two idiots fighting Governor's Cup in Florida. I have to love that one, of course. But yeah, I think the Iron Bowl is my favorite. It's that you want to talk about tradition. That one as well, along with the Michigan Ohio State game. It was perfect. We had Michigan Ohio State at noon, the Iron Bowl at 3:30, and then whatever game at night. And it used to be Bedlam, I think, right, with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Bedlam. Which RIP to Bedlam.
Yeah. Ugh. That's why I hate conference realignment so much. Is they've ruined such great rivalries. But anyway, yeah, lots to get to this week. I look, I'm going to be honest here. I know basketball is happening. I'm fully aware that basketball is happening, but we don't need to talk about the Marquette game. Central
They
had
battled. I'll give them that. They battled.
I will give Central so much credit. So we'll talk about it real quick, I guess. I will give Central Michigan so much credit. That's 2 years in a row that they've gone into Marquette and had a chance to win. And credit again to Coach Bronkema for having his guys there to battle. Yeah, you want to see wins, but those kinds of games help you build. I think this team could build from that and continue to grow. we kind of said the same thing last year, and of course they their season ends on a fucking line drive pass into the basket that had absolutely no business going in for Northern Illinois and ruined Central's season. That it was already ruined at that point, but it doesn't matter. So I'm just hopeful that maybe that this team can grow and keep getting better. Looks like they're meshing pretty well, but we'll dive heavy into basketball next
I,
week.
I just want to shout out the women's program under Coach Haney. They got 2 big wins last week over Detroit Mercy and Eastern Illinois, and then actually last night they played at Notre Dame, and we're down, I believe, only 11 at halftime, or 12, 11 or 12 at half, and then Notre Dame, of course, Notre Damed and pulled away. But I mean, going to a place like Notre Dame and like how good their women's team is, like that's Coach Haney, I think's got it going right now. They're hosting Purdue at McGurk on Sunday, so
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. I mean, you don't often see. It's pretty rare for a Big Ten team to go to McGurk. I mean, I know Michigan went up there. Gosh, what was it? 2021, 2022, I think. I
Yeah,
was still living there. Actually, I was still living in Mount Pleasant after I'd graduated, and I went to the game, and it was a good time. Place was packed. Raina Frost was on the Michigan staff, so it had a huge thing. And of course, Presley Hudson was on the CMU staff at that point, and they did a whole thing. It was really cool. I think they retired both their numbers, so it was pretty special day. But yeah, yeah.
talk football.
We're gonna dive into football. It's I don't want to say it's a miracle, but Central's going to need a miracle, I think, because the Chippewas are still
Yeah,
in the hunt for an appearance at the MAC championship game. Um, we always like to shout out our friends. Adam Jacksa shared all 16 possibilities from the Mid American Conference that could happen, and Central is involved in 3 of them. So the odds aren't great. I think it's like a 19 or 17% chance that the Chippewas make it to Detroit, but the possibility exists.
yeah,
So the bottom line is Central needs to win on Saturday against Toledo.
yeah. I mean, it's simple. Just win the game. I mean, there's a lot of outside stuff you can't really control, but just control what you can control, and that's beating Toledo at home on Saturday. And it's senior day, so you got to send those seniors out on a high note.
Right. And emotions are high on senior day, even in this era with transfer portals and stuff. There's still there's still something about it. I mean, most of these guys are suiting up to play football for the last time. So there's definitely it doesn't matter. There's definitely emotion behind it. So obviously you have to manage all of that. Well, I shouldn't say last time. I guess last time for a home game, because Central will be playing in a bowl game this year, and again, there's still the possibility that exists of them playing
An extra game
an extra
with
game
MAC
with the
title.
MAC championship. So my brain was still on last year that it's senior day and they're going to be done after this, and I guess my mind is also in Gainesville because that's what's happening in Gainesville too. Anyway, so let's first talk about last week. Just real quick, a really nice 28-16 win over Kent State that the score looks a little closer than it really was. That punt return late kind of threw the score off a little bit. Central dominated that thing. I mean, it
Yeah.
really wasn't a fun game to watch, but if you're a Central Michigan fan, it was exactly what you needed, and it gets you into this position of win, have some other stuff happen, and we're in.
Right. I mean, Central just like made it pretty simple. Like this week, they just went down, they won the game, they handled their business. I mean, there was really nothing. I don't think, like, of course, you want to win by a lot, but I mean, Central could have cared less how what the score was as long as they were in front at the end of the game. They didn't really care. It was a good win. Like, it's a good road win. Kent has, again, we talked about it last week. Kent improved a lot this year, like substantially. Like, they're a much better team this year. So Kent gave them a little bit of a battle, but Central, I think, is focused on the bigger picture, which is hopefully playing in the MAC title game in Detroit. And of course, this week, again, you just got to handle your business.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. Control what you can control, and that Akron loss is just brutal.
That Akron loss is looming large right
Because
now.
if you don't lose to Akron, you're basically it. Well, you're either winning in or you're already in.
Yeah.
So it's really really disappointing to see that Akron loss come back and bite them so hard. Because I mean
Mm-hmm.
this has been a fun season. I mean, obviously there's still plenty to go, but man, it's been fun. Um, and I hope that kind of like we were talking about with the basketball team that this staff can use this season to build momentum into next year, and we'll talk about that once the season's well. We'll talk about it when more appropriate. We'll talk about it deeper, but um, I'm just I'm torn because I'm like, man, I really wish we hadn't lost to Akron because we'd already probably be booking hotels in Detroit or getting our tickets for that game. You know, the loss to Western, while it sucks, is just kind of whatever. You know, it's in terms of the
Yeah. I mean,
championship standings.
the Western, you probably had room to lose one MAC game, and Akron was the start of it. And you're like, all right, well, you can't lose anymore. Well, unfortunately, they just came up. I mean, literally came up short against Western because Western was winnable. Western was there. I mean, Akron just kind of beat the fuck out of them,
Right,
and
but then
shit happens. You have a bad day, you flush it, and then they go to Western and they lose by 3, and it's like, oh damn.
right, exactly. But that's the thing is um the Akron loss. I mean, they came back and they had a chance to win that game. They very easily could have, and they didn't. And now they're
Yeah,
stuck in this position of, you know, now we have to worry about it, and now we have to um, deal with the fact that now we have to hope other teams do stuff and that affects if we go to Detroit or not. And I mean, that's the part that's disappointing. But
right.
I mean, 5-2 in the conference, 7-4 overall, and it's just, I mean, it's like I said, it's been a fun season. I've really been impressed, and again, just hopeful that things can continue to grow. But um, yeah, I mean, it's just yeah, and it's a lot that has to happen. Right, obviously, so all these, of course, include Central Michigan winning on Saturday. That's the only way that any of this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
possible.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, the um uh so Central wins. I'm pulling up actually all of that Adam shared to help us um, to exactly line out what needs to happen for the Chippewas to get in. Um,
Yeah.
Again, there's a lot that needs to happen. So it starts actually tonight, and this one includes playing Western. Now, two of the scenarios end up with Central playing Western. The third one does not. So here's scenario one: Western defeats Eastern Michigan, Buffalo defeats Ohio, and Ball State defeats Miami. And
Hmm.
that's how the Chippewas get in.
Okay.
Scenario two: this one gets a little fucky. Eastern defeats Western,
Oh boy.
Buffalo defeats Ohio, and Miami defeats Ball State.
Oh.
That would end up with the Chippewas playing Miami. Because
Yeah, you don't want to count on fucking Noah fucking Kim.
no. And that would end up as a three-way tie with Central, Miami, and Western, all at 6-2. All three tied teams did not play head to head, so neither Western nor Central played
Right.
Miami.
Yeah. Yep.
Tiebreaker
Correct.
two:
Yep.
no team defeated each of the two other teams, of course, because they didn't play each other. Tiebreaker step three: CMU 2-0, Miami 1-1, Western 1-1 versus common opponents, which are Eastern and Toledo. So CMU clinches the
Yep.
berth that way. Revert to the
Yep.
two-team tiebreaker between Miami and Western, and Miami defeated Western head to head. Miami
Yes.
clinches the
I
berth.
think that was during the MAC. That was opening weekend or whatever. Miami played Western.
Yeah, it was either opening or
Um,
the because I think Western played Toledo to open the MAC season.
it was early. It was
It was
early,
early,
and it
you're
was
right.
like, oh,
And now
and we were all like, oh, Western.
right, and now here's the other scenario, which includes Western playing Central. Eastern defeats Western, Buffalo
Oh
defeats
God.
Ohio, and Ball State defeats Miami. Western clinches a berth at 6-2. Central clinches a berth at 6-2.
That's like the simplest one, right? Like I'm pretty
Well,
sure it is.
I think that's the more straightforward one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Again, the first scenario of that thing,
But that
like, I
also
don't. You really don't want to rely on the Eagles because the Eagles suck.
right, and honestly, I don't like. I mean, the problem with this, and it's genius scheduling, but Eastern and Western playing tonight. We're talking here on Tuesday. Eastern and Western playing tonight makes this a completely different thing. Um,
Yeah.
Buffalo and Ohio play on Friday, and then Ball State, Miami play at the same time as Central and Toledo. So we're not like there's a chance that Central might not be able to let's say everything works out. If Ball State Miami ends like 5 minutes after Central's game ends, it'd be kind of awkward to be like, "Hey guys, don't leave the stadium yet. We clinched." Like, all the 14 people that are going to be there. Um, I'm just kidding. I think the crowd might actually be okay, but we'll see. Um, so yeah, there's just a lot that can happen. Central has a 19% chance, and you know what? I think they can totally do it. It's doable.
Oh,
We just have to hope for chaos, and Central gets in.
we want chaos because we want the Mac office to flip the fuck out too.
Oh yeah, that's what I want. I don't want the thing where they. I
A
don't.
bunch of old men in suits losing their shit would objectively be the funniest thing ever.
It really would. I don't want this thing where they have um they have to go to some metric or whatever. That's the Sports
Yeah,
podcast was talking about that.
this is why we need to go back to divisions or figure that out because this shit. I mean, I'm not just talking in the MAC either. I'm talking everywhere. Like the SEC, I was looking at possibilities for Ole Miss, which we'll talk about Ole Miss. Ole Miss to make the SEC title game, and then whatever. But yeah, this metric thing, this isn't going to work. But until the college football playoff, um, I guess I don't want to say rewards conference champs because they already do. But if they put more emphasis on them, they're probably not going to do that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's yeah, and we'll get into that, but I kind of like the lack of divisions, but I also kind of hate it. Like
Yeah,
I like that there's chaos and weird shit can happen, but you're gonna get your two best teams in the conference.
that's true.
That part I like. I don't like seeing, Ohio State play Northwestern when Northwestern lost like
Yeah,
3 games, right? And and
yeah, or
and I
when Alabama and Florida would play, and I think the SEC title game the one year, and didn't Florida have like 2 or 3 losses against an
um
undefeated Alabama team?
yeah, I think it was 2 losses, but I think one of them was out of conference. I think that 20
So
it was 2016 and 2017. Um, I know the
yeah,
2016
yeah,
season was
that's
no 2017. Florida lost to Michigan, and then there was another SEC loss in there. But then we go on the road and beat LSU. No, that was 2016. Sorry, that was 2016. Um, whatever. I mean, it's all the same. Like, I mean
I
that.
mean the SEC East was objectively worse than the SEC West for a couple of years.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing is the SEC East used to dominate in the early to mid 2000s, and then in the
Right, and
2010s
then it
it
got
kind of shifted.
flipped
It yeah,
with Alabama,
it kind of shifted.
Alabama.
Yeah, when Alabama kind of took over and LSU was in there, of course, and then Georgia came back and made it, you know, um,
Even
yeah, made it even again. So it's just, you know, I would like to be able to talk about Florida making it even, but nope, can't do it because Billy Napier's an asshole. I mean, what? Um,
hockey time.
Shut up. No, nothing. But
I
anyway,
watched that game. I'm like, I texted you, and I'm like, well, they rolled the team out, but I don't think they care.
nope, they didn't. Um, they certainly didn't. Um, it was disappointing, but whatever. I think it's a pretty good segue into the national college football realm real quick. You mentioned you wanted to talk about Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin back in the news. Uh, or was mentioned the Egg Bowl. He said no, that's not true. And now it sounds like that there's an ultimatum for him to make a decision just after the Egg Bowl, before a potential playoff run. And
Yeah,
of course, Ole Miss is still in the mix ACC championship game and still in the hunt for the college football playoff. There's so much happening, and
and Ole Miss only has 1 loss, so
right,
like
and still a top 10
even if
team.
like even if they somehow lose to Mississippi State, they're still a playoff team. Like it's like I don't know. Like it's gonna be it's weird. It's just all of it's weird. We heard rumblings. I heard rumblings online. LSU's offering him 90 million, and then like they're gonna give him 25 million to spend on the roster, like in NIL money,
Mm-hmm.
which it just means more. But apparently they can't pay their fucking Brian Kelly buyout. Um,
Well, they don't
I
want
don't know.
to because
I don't
he's an
know.
asshole.
Well, yeah, but that goes unsaid.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the fuck to make of it all. I think Lane. I don't like Lane's a great coach, and I like Lane, but he ain't worth $90 million
Well,
because he's never really won anything.
He hasn't, but I wonder if it's maybe because
until he got to he really hasn't won anything at Ole Miss. He's won a couple of bowl games, but
yeah, and like they were big bowl games, but this is the first time that Ole Miss has really competed for a chance to go to the playoff. Um, and I
yeah.
wonder
So
under Lane Kiffin, I mean, but I just wonder um if he gets to a place that has better facilities, has better resources, like is that going to be the difference? Because I mean, Lane Kiffin's a great coach. I, I
he is.
I just don't know if he's had the resources at Ole Miss to really bring it home and get his team
Yeah,
to
because
where they
I
need to
guess
be.
I don't know. We don't know how Ole Miss is gonna do. Like, say he sticks around and all that, and they make the playoff. We don't know how they're gonna do in the playoff. They're right now. It's looking like they'll be a 6 seed and they'll host the home game. Think against a pretty cruddy ACC team. What and then they'll win it. Like, of course, like they'll beat the shit out of. I think it was Miami, and so they'll beat Miami or whoever they play in the first round. But then you get to the New Year's bowl games and the quarters. You don't like. I don't know if they're a semifinal or final team or championship team yet or ever. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's
I could see them making a New Year's Six bowl or whatever, but I don't. Yeah,
yeah, I could totally see that. I just don't. I'm with you. I don't think this is a championship team. It's a very good team, but did we
like
think that?
a semifinal run would be successful.
Yeah, I mean,
Like very
did we
like
think that?
above expectation.
Did we think that Notre Dame was a championship team last year?
I mean, personally, I thought Notre Dame was going to make a run,
Oh, you thought
but
so?
I know other. Yeah,
Okay,
just the way the bracket was set up for them too. Like
true.
I granted, yeah, Georgia was a tough draw, but Georgia just wasn't that great last year. And
No, and
like once they got because Penn State had such an easy road, they got Penn State in the semifinals. I knew they'd beat Penn State.
yeah, so I mean, fair enough. I mean, but that's a combination of draw and I mean Notre Dame was no slouch. Obviously, it made it to the championship game for a reason. I didn't. I wasn't shocked that it lost to Ohio State, but
No,
it, it just it's a combination of being really good and maybe getting a little bit lucky with the draw and how that bracket played out. I mean,
right? Yeah,
and
yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
want to take
Look at
anything
Penn
away from Notre
State.
Dame last year.
Penn State was a field goal away from a title game.
Exactly. And
Like,
Jeremiah Love fucking tank run through,
yeah,
400 dudes essentially, right? Is just how that run. I still love watching it. It gets me when we see that run in the preseason or in the offseason. I'm like, fuck, I want to go play some college football 26 right now. Like, let's fire up the
yeah.
Xbox and get going. Um, but yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, man. Like we said, it's rivalry week. I'm very excited. The Egg Bowl on Friday is going to be a lot of fun in Starkville. Just kind of seeing where all this happens. Um, the next rankings come out actually tonight, so we won't.
Oh, it is tonight.
It is
That's
tonight.
right. Oh, it's actually happening right. It's actually right now, I think.
Is it happening right now?
If it is, I mean, we can live react to it. I'm pretty
Hold on.
sure.
This is completely unscripted.
Oh my god. Let's see. Yeah, they're on right now. Oh, but Maui is oh, okay. Maui ran long.
Oh, okay.
So actually they're on, but they're not on TV right now
Mm,
because the Maui invite ran long,
makes sense. And,
which whatever.
yeah, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, it's very very going to be a very fun weekend. hopefully, it's enjoyable and we get some chaos. Side note, I think we've talked about this before, just like as pals and whatnot. The number one thing on Thanksgiving table, real quick, what has to be there?
I mean, for me, just give me turkey, mac and cheese, some stuffing, and I'm good. Like, I do love turkey.
Mac and cheese, that is something.
Yeah, yeah.
That is something. I've never had mac and cheese on Thanksgiving, and that sounds delicious. That's why I say it's something,
Mm.
because that sounds really good. Um, yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes. Um,
Oh no, how could I forget mashed potatoes?
I know,
Jesus Christ.
dude. Even my girlfriend who doesn't like starches that much was like, I am looking forward to crushing some potatoes this week. I'm like, and
Yeah,
I'm sitting there. I'm
yeah.
like, oh, like we were sitting at the Wicked premiere, and I go, or opening weekend. I was like, are you having mashed potatoes for dinner tonight? She was like, no, we're on Thursday. I'm like, oh, right, duh, of course, because my brain doesn't think like that, I guess. So it is what it is. Um, so yeah,
Mm.
that's excellent stuff. So, um, real quick, let's jump into the wonderful, wacky world of other college football. Um, FCS playoffs start this
Yep,
week, right? And Division Two is already through round one.
yep. D3 is also through round D3 and I are all through round one.
All right. So what do we have for round two for those three levels and the first round of the FCS?
Well, the FCS, it's wild. So Harvard and Yale played last week. Um, for basically the outright Ivy League title for Harvard. Well, Yale decided to beat them and share the Ivy League title, and now the Ivy League, in its first year competing in the FCS playoffs, has two teams in the playoffs. So I don't know if the Ivy League expected that to happen in year one, but it is happening. Let me pull up the matchups. Yale is heading to Youngstown State, and then Harvard is going to Villanova. So yeah, and Harvard was undefeated heading into the Yale game before losing. And Yale is 8-2, and then they got 8-4 Youngstown State. And then D2, we had an in-state D2 first round matchup between Ferris and Northwood, and Ferris. I mean, Northwood had a great year. It'd been a few years since Northwood was good. Northwood hadn't been in the playoffs in 20 years almost. Yeah, Ferris beat them 65-14. So
Yeah, Bulldogs are
Ferris
a
is
wagon once
trying
again.
to, yeah, Ferris is trying to win the title again. They got another former GLIAC opponent this weekend. They're playing Ashland, who's actually in the same conference as Northwood in the EMAC now. And then D3, my alma mater is hitting the road to take on Wisconsin Platteville in the second round. They both received a bye, and they're playing this weekend, Thanksgiving weekend. And then we have another MIAA team also playing. They're at home. Hope is hosting UW Lacrosse. Um, these UW satellite schools or whatever they're, that's the University of Wisconsin system. Um, their conference, which is the WIAC, it's the football conference. It's like one of the best ones in D3. Like you got, like I was looking at Platteville's schedule, and they're number 10 in the country. They had like 4 or 5 ranked opponents in conference.
Wow.
So that's how stacked that conference is. So, I mean, it's going to be a tall task for Alma, but a few years ago, Alma played Mount Union, and we all know how Mount Union is. Alma beat Mount Union, so I guess anything can happen. And then NAIA, we had 4 first round games last week, and then now we have the second round. Got a couple rematches like from the regular season. We got Southeastern and Kaiser, both in Florida. Kaiser won the regular season matchup, and Kaiser actually played in the title game last year, so they're trying to get back to that, and they probably will. But yeah, busy weekend. So if you're bored and have ESPN Plus, you can watch D2 and D3 playoffs as well as the FCS playoffs.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to. I'm probably going to sound like a complete normie here, but when the FCS playoffs kind of make their way onto ESPN, ESPN2, and more, I guess, traditional broadcasts, being able to watch those
Which
games, which I think they do
they
next
definitely
week.
will. Either next week or the following week when the only FBS game is Army Navy.
Right, exactly. Which
Well, and I think there's a couple bowl. Is there bowl games on the 13th now? I don't.
there shouldn't be. I actually have the schedule pulled up here. Hold on. So there shouldn't be. I think Army Navy stands alone. It does. Yep. Oh wait. Yeah, the Bucked Up LA Bowl and the Celebration Bowl are both on Saturday the 13th. But those are before, so the Celebration Bowl's at noon before Army Navy, and then the Bucked Up LA Bowl is after Army Navy. So you actually have a technically a full day of football with that. And of course there's some good basketball on around there too. So there's lots of good stuff happening there. So but yeah, anyway, FBS or FCS playoffs are going to be fun, and of course you can find more information on in the Hunter's Den tab on our website here. I think we're going to move on here to my favorite part of the show, even though I'm getting my ass kicked in it, is the selection section. Last week, Hunter went 8-2. I went 7-3. The picks I missed were, well, we both missed Georgia Tech. I picked Coastal Carolina for some reason. I thought there was an upset brewing. And then, of course, I picked my Gators. And fucking Billy Napier has created a culture of losing in Gainesville and ruined a streak that dated back 22 years where Tennessee had not beaten Florida in the swamp, and then Tennessee goes out and hangs 31 in the first half, and then Florida can barely scratch across 11 in it just it's disappointing. It was heartbreaking, and of course we're going to pick Florida again later here coming up in just a few minutes, but anyway, let's get to it. Hunter, you are 58-22. I'm 49-31 overall. So I unless something weird happens, I think you've pretty much got this in the bag. But let's get to it. Let's start on Thursday night, Thanksgiving night. Navy going to Memphis. Who do you have, Midshipmen or the Tigers?
Navy.
Quick and easy. I'm gonna go against you. This is a game that I feel like Memphis wins just because it's weird. I don't know. I mean, you beat Arkansas at home. Playing it at Memphis is tough, so give me the Tigers at home on Thursday night. Moving on to Friday, the Egg Bowl, as advertised. Ole Miss at Mississippi State.
I mean, Mississippi State's playing for bowl eligibility, so like they're not going to lie down. But I mean, Ole Miss is better, so give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, there's a reason that Ole Miss is a top 10 team, but I mean, again, Florida hung with Ole Miss at the Vaught for 3.5 quarters. But yeah, and Mississippi State shouldn't have lost to Florida, but did. But I just I'm with you. I just think Ole Miss is just flat better. The distractions I think will be a problem early, but I think they'll settle into it, and I think Ole Miss gets the job done. Got some Friday night or Friday afternoon action. This is a noon kick. Ohio at Buffalo. This is important for, well, I guess it's kind of important for Central Michigan's sake. So who you got, Bobcats or Buffs?
I mean, the Bobcats have been really good, and Buffalo is It's at Buffalo. I think it's close, but I'm gonna go with the Bobcats.
Yeah, we obviously saw Buffalo not too long ago, and the Bulls played a pretty good game. I like what they do, but there's a reason that Ohio is still in the hunt for the MAC championship game, kind of loosely. So yeah, give me Ohio to go get a win on the road, and maybe there's some chaos and we see what Bobcats get in. This was a fun game last year, and I just need to double check one thing before we talk about it. Okay, it is. It's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, so it's in Atlanta, but it's not technically a home game for Georgia Tech, so it's weird. But Georgia Tech, it's technically a neutral site, but I think Georgia Tech is the host. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But again, a fun game last year. Went to overtime, and saved.
Went to like a gazillion.
Yeah, it went to like
a million.
yeah, it went to like 7 or 8 or something crazy. But overtime is weird now. But who do you got? Dogs or Jackets?
I gotta go with the Dogs. Dogs are locked in.
Yeah, the Dogs are locked in, but I think the loss Georgia Tech had last week to Pitt really opened their eyes and said, all right, we need to change some stuff, and we need to go take care of business better. And that loss last year, just kind of heartbreaking. Not kind of, as extremely heartbreaking. I think Georgia Tech gets it done. So give me the Yellow Jackets to get this win, and I don't know if it's enough to get them in at 10-2, but we'll just kind of see how the rankings play out. So that's gonna be another fun one. Last one for our Friday slate: Texas A&M going on the road to Texas.
Well, Texas gets the win. I mean, we got to hear about their playoff case, and I really don't want to deal with that. A&M, they had a tune-up game last week against Stanford. Texas played Arkansas, and Arkansas sucked. But I mean, Texas' defense was kind of struggling against Arkansas. So I mean, I'm going to go with A&M, and it's probably if it's crazy, it's going to be a shootout. But who knows?
Yeah, I'm
Arch hasn't beaten a real team yet, though. Maybe Oklahoma, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Oklahoma's no slouch, but it's different. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it. I mean, 9-3, having a really bad loss to a really bad Florida team. I don't know if it gets Texas in, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah, but
I think Texas
there are
A&M.
two other losses would be to at Ohio State and then Texas A&M. So it's like in Florida, for what it's worth, was on the road. Like I understand Florida was.
Well, I don't think it's going to
I
matter
don't know.
because I think Texas A&M wins the game. So that'll just take care of
Yeah,
it.
same.
Um,
Like, I don't think it's
so
going to matter. We shouldn't have the discussion.
yeah, so give me Gig'em on the road, especially again how last year played out. I I think A&M is better. So moving on to Saturday, we teased it. We talked about it in the beginning. We're from Michigan. We're doing a disservice if we don't pick this game. If we don't pick the game, Ohio State at Michigan. Michigan has won the last 4, and last year was inexplicable. But who do you got this year at the Big House? Buckeyes or Wolverines?
Last year I said Michigan wouldn't win, and Michigan won. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen if I say Michigan won't win again, but I don't know. Ohio State has been like the consensus number one team all year. I think they're hungrier for it. Maybe I don't know. But then like, what if Ohio State loses to Michigan again? Like, and then maybe wins the national title again. Are fans going to want Ryan Day fired because he can't beat Michigan, but he's winning national titles? Who knows? Um, I gotta I I don't want to because I think I could be wrong. Like I gotta go with Ohio State. I think this is the year Ohio State like brings brings back the game.
I'm with
I don't know.
I'm with you. It's weird because Michigan is ranked 18th, pending how the rankings come out here shortly. Um,
Oh
and
yeah, Michigan. Yeah, Michigan's playing for a playoff spot. I mean, and Michigan can still get in the Big Ten title game. There's got to be a lot that happens, but
right, but you wouldn't know it because Michigan has kind of played like shit all year. I mean, they beat up on the teams that they need to, but then playing close games against weird teams.
and their two losses are respect. I mean, at Oklahoma and at USC. So
Yeah, and
who knows?
but then you
They
know you
just
look at it and you're like, okay, that game against Northwestern at Wrigley was entirely too close. You don't need to hit a walk off home run to right. You don't need to kick it onto Sheffield
true,
Avenue to normally beat
true.
Western. But that I don't know. I've doubted Michigan all year, um, and
I've doubted them all year too, and I'm gonna I'll keep doubting them. Like I will say that, but
yeah, I mean, like I said, I've doubted Michigan all year, and Ohio State. I mean, it's been strong all year, but it's beatable.
they are. Yes.
And I think Michigan's going to do it. Make it 5 years in a
You think
row.
Michigan does? You think Michigan does it again?
Give me Big Blue.
I
Go Blue. Hail to the victors. Whatever you want. I don't give a shit. I hate them both. But give me Michigan to beat Ohio State and cause some funny shit to happen in the Big 10. I'm picking it for the comedy at this point. I want comedy. I want Michigan to beat Ohio State just for the lulz.
yeah.
My girlfriend's grandpa was a huge Ohio State fan, but I can't do it.
That,
I'm sorry. I'm
no,
sorry, babe. I can't do it.
that man's gonna be looking down from heaven real happy because I just don't I like Michigan's been awful this year. Like
It
how the
has.
fuck are they 9-2? How the fuck are they 9-2? Like
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I think there's just something weird. It's weird. It's going to be funny, and I think Michigan wins.
fair enough.
Moving on. We had a different game selected, but I made an audible. I'm calling an audible here. I don't know why I didn't write this one down instinctively. Maybe because I just didn't see it when I was scrolling through. We're picking the Iron Bowl.
Oh yeah. You didn't have it written down. I didn't even realize
I didn't
that.
realize it either, but we're gonna pick the Iron Bowl. Um, and I kind of hate that it's a night game, but I kind of don't hate it. because it's at
I
Jordan
hate it
Hare.
because I have to work.
Well, yeah, I mean that part sucks, but it's it's at Jordan Hare. Auburn's playing for bowl eligibility, and it would be really funny if Alabama lost.
They would knock. They
It
would
wouldn't
knock
shock me.
Alabama out.
It wouldn't shock me either.
No,
But who you got? Tighter Tigers.
I mean Auburn's played better since they fired Hugh Freeze.
Shout out Bo Wallace.
He man deleted his Twitter again. uh, I don't know. I gotta say, if Auburn knocks them out and Michigan beats Ohio State, like it's just a clusterfuck of a Saturday.
True.
I don't think if DeBoer loses to Auburn and they lose miss the playoff because of it, he's gonna walk home from Auburn to Tuscaloosa. There's gonna be moving trucks outside his house. I don't. I think Alabama's too good. I think that loss to Oklahoma pissed them off. And again, they played a dumbass team last week, and so did Auburn. So they got guys in last week, and now they're ready to meet up. And I just think Alabama's better. They have they got more depth. I mean, it's a better team. Their kicking game's been questionable, but I don't think it's going to come down to a field goal.
We're not gonna have another kick six.
I hope not, because then I'd be wrong.
True. Yeah, just this game being played at Jordan Hare, and it's a night game. It makes it weird.
It causes for uneasiness in Tuscaloosa. I get it.
Right, and I mean, Auburn's 1-6 in the SEC. That's pretty bad. I mean, that's justification to fire their head coach. There's something about the Iron Bowl, though, Hunter. That there's something about it.
You're gonna pick Michigan to beat Ohio State. You're gonna pick Auburn to beat Alabama.
War damn Eagle. Give me Auburn in the Iron Bowl.
I don't know.
I do.
If they both win, you better buy a fucking lottery ticket.
I would. 100%. I'd buy them both, Mega Millions and Powerball. Fuck it. But we'll see. Moving on. Your selected team that you, I think, begrudgingly, or that you have picked, much to my chagrin. And I'm totally joking. I know why you picked them as your team. Vanderbilt at your team, Tennessee. Tennessee, of course, won this game by a lot last year, but this is a different Vanderbilt team. But it's really hard to win at Neyland.
Yeah, it's hard to win at Neyland, and I don't know. Tennessee, Heupel still got them playing, and they went into the swamp last week, hearing all week about that streak, and they pummel fucked Florida.
Yeah, thanks for that.
And you're welcome. And yeah, they're not going to make the playoff. Yeah, they're gonna have to. They're going to a bowl game, probably a shitty one. But Heupel's got them playing. You got Aguilar. I think Tennessee is just. They're not going to lose to Vanderbilt. They're not going to let that happen. Kind of like how last week they weren't losing to Florida. That wasn't going to happen. I mean, they're in overtime. They're a missed kick away or made kick away from being in a playoff spot, because if they don't lose to Georgia, they're playing for a playoff spot again.
Exactly. And I mean, I agree with you. So who are you picking?
Oh, I'm picking Tennessee.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, you're right. This is a Tennessee program that is on the cusp. It's on the precipice of greatness. But and I don't know what it's missing. I don't know if it's just a
It's
game,
just stability at QB, I
if
think.
it's a quarterback, if it's, maybe a drop pass here or there, something. Um, it, it it's it's not one thing. It's just a collection of small little things that mount up to maybe one big thing that can change everything for the Volunteers. So they're close. I think that they've got a really good shot in the future. Maybe even next year to again compete for a playoff spot. But you can't lose 3 games in the SEC. It doesn't matter, and that's my argument against Texas too. Is you can't lose 3 games. I don't care, whatever. Um, but in this particular game, I don't know. I think Vanderbilt's had enough of the, oh, you guys suck. You guys can't beat Tennessee. And I'm
Yeah,
not doing it to, begrudge you at all. I think
yeah,
Diego
no.
Pavia, because you're right, Tennessee is playing at a high level, but Diego Pavia is also playing at a very high level. Not quite Heisman contender anymore. Maybe he is. I don't know. But and we'll talk about that next week. But I think that there's a really good shot that he could really put himself back in that conversation, because I think Vanderbilt's going to win. I like the Commodores to go into Neyland and
That's
pull
fair.
off a stunner. I mean, it would be a stunner to win in that stadium.
Vanderbilt also is playing for a playoff spot. I mean,
It is.
it's
It's not, and this is not a slouch. This is not an easy win.
Vanderbilt
This is like
remains.
last year.
The rankings are literally coming out right now. Vanderbilt still at 14. So yeah, they need to win at Neyland.
Right.
Like,
And
no ifs, ands, or buts. Like
yeah, it's basic. It's no matter. I mean, I think they could still get into the SEC championship game, but this is, for all intents and purposes, it's win and you're in for Vanderbilt, and I think they get the job done.
the rankings are officially out now. So when we're done picking, we'll just go through them.
I like that idea.
But anyway,
Um, we're gonna only pick this one game because I hate myself, and it's, quite frankly, again, it is 2 idiots fighting. But they're fighting for a Governor's Cup, and apparently it just means more. Um, Florida State at Florida. Gators aren't playing for anything other than, I can't even say pride, because they're not playing for that. Because whatever. But they could end up knocking Florida State out of bowl eligibility. It's 2 idiots fighting, but who do you got?
excuse me. Um, I don't even want to pick it, but uh, isn't Florida State 5-6? Yeah, they are. So they are playing for something, and they just announced Norval's coming back. Um, I feel like Florida State, they were 2-10 last year. They're a win away from being in the bowl game this year. Yeah, it's Florida State. Yeah, I understand that's not where they want to be, but they're kind of making progress in their quote unquote rebuild phase. Florida's pissing around, and the players don't give a fuck at Florida, so I'm gonna go Florida State.
That's fair. It
You're gonna pick Florida, I already know, but like I know you don't really want to, but
They look lifeless. They don't
yeah,
care. I mean, they go out and lay a fucking egg against Tennessee. I mean, that's You don't lose to Tennessee, and you don't lose to Tennessee
Yeah.
20 points. And it hurt. Like I was driving back from Tennessee with my mom. We listened to the first 10 minutes of the game on the radio, and we turned it off because we were like, this is done. Like, it's over. We don't need
It was
to.
31-0 at half, and Tennessee didn't even try to get in the end zone right now.
Well, yeah, it's just whatever. They didn't care. And Florida doesn't care. You know, Billy Graham as the interim, I don't think he knows what he's doing. I'll give him credit.
He's a little.
I'll give him
He's
credit.
overwhelmed.
He's it's too much. I mean, every bit of me didn't even want to pick this game, but we have to.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And Lindsay, I know you're listening. I'm making my pick. Just think, I'm making my pick because I love it. And this is a really true test of my loyalty. And it never wavers. Just know that, honey. My loyalty never wavers. Give me the Gators. As much, as as I just want to say fuck you, to Scott Strickland because I hate him. You got to get. I'm taking the Gators, and I mean, what a way to end a tumultuous season is by knocking your rivals out of bowl eligibility. How funny would that be? Just that'd be terrific. I love it. I love it. So give me the Gators to beat the Seminoles. Let's real quick while there's really not much to talk about with this particular playoff ranking. So I mean, the top 5 teams stayed put. There's really no change. I mean,
They dropped Ole Miss a spot.
who moved up?
Oregon.
No.
They flip flopped Oregon and Ole Miss.
I mean, that makes sense. Oregon just beat the shit out of USC. So
in Alabama, of course, Alabama dropped last week, and so right now it would set up Alabama at Ole Miss in the first round,
which would be by far the funniest. Well, not the funniest, but it would be very funny to watch that.
That's going to be the Saturday night game of the first round.
Oh, 100%.
That happens.
100%. That would be great. So that kind of, I'm glad we didn't end the show with that because it's kind of anticlimactic because there was no movement hardly. I shouldn't say no. There was hardly any movement.
Michigan went up. Michigan moved up to 15. So Michigan's inching closer.
But they still have to win.
But yeah, obviously they're. I don't know. Do you think the playoffs kind of picking Michigan? The committee's picking Michigan? Like,
we'll see.
I don't know, man. And they're assuming Miami's going to win the ACC, so someone's going to win that fucking dog shit of a league.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be stupid. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be dumb. But yeah, someone's going to win the ACC. And then I'm just excited for this final ranking, for this final bracket to come out after or I guess the however, whatever you want to call it. But the when it comes out and we get our official bracket set, it's going to be interesting. And we'll obviously talk about that when that happens. But we do have one more game to pick, and if you are at the show, you know why we always pick this game last, because it's more fun that way. Toledo at Central Michigan, it's noon on ESPN Plus for some reason, at Kelly Short Stadium. Chippewas have to have it, and I mean, Toledo, I don't know. I don't know if Toledo's really playing for much. I mean, I guess technically there's still a way that Toledo gets in, but a lot of weird shit has to happen. So
Yeah, Toledo's in a bowl. Like,
Yes, I
good for
mean,
them.
yeah, and there's actually more scenarios for Toledo to get in than Central to get in, but we're not going to get into that. But um, again, it really both teams have to have it, but Chippewas have to have it. Who do you got?
Central struggled against Toledo in the past, and I mean, I guess we'll include last year. I mean, Toledo came up here last year and kind of bullied Central. Um, Toledo's a quiet 7-4. Like Toledo started the year, and you're like, ooh, like losing to Bowling Green, but it's been a up and down year. They lost to Western by 1. They beat Akron by 42. They um, beat Kent State by 35. They crushed Miami. They crushed Ball State. Like, what the fuck is this team? Like, they hang with Kentucky on opening weekend. Yeah, I don't know. They went to Washington State and lost 28-7. So I don't know. Toledo is such a weird up and down team. You never know what you're gonna get. They've won 3 in a row since that trip to Wazoo. I want to pick Central. I think just with the history of the recent history, and Toledo kind of has Central's number, and I think Central is going to be thinking a little too much about all the other stuff. I hope not, but I don't know. And Toledo again has just kind of dominated this series as of late, so I'm gonna go Toledo 17-14. Like, it's gonna be a battle. I just I don't know. It could be it go either way. Like the books have Toledo favored by 10.5, like, which is a lot. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean,
it's Toledo's a roller coaster.
it really is, and I mean, so kind of so is Central,
Yeah.
more or less,
Outside of the Akron game though, Central won every game they needed to win.
and got the unexpected win really against San Jose State too. Um,
True, exactly.
so
Like,
it's been weird, not as chaotic as Toledo's, but it's definitely been a weird year for both teams. But again, I don't know. You saw it kind of.
I I didn't even want to pick. I didn't even want to pick against Central, but like
No, I get
I don't
it.
know.
There,
Like,
I'm drawing parallels from 2019 season. So Central, of course, coming off of the 2018 debacle, excuse me, of going 1-11 and then going what 8-4.
whatever. They get to Detroit.
They got to Detroit and they beat the piss out of Toledo at home, and uh, and to clinch a spot. At that point, all
Yeah,
they
I
needed was
mean,
to win because
there's
Eastern
really
and Western.
I don't think there's going to be I don't think there's going to be much of a crowd Saturday, with it being Thanksgiving and Michigan Ohio State at the same time and whatnot. Are you and Lindsay going?
No, we decided we're not gonna go. The weather and
Yeah, it's gonna be. Oh yeah, it's gonna be cold as hell.
yeah,
I
it's
forgot.
gonna be cold. Like we could handle cold, but it's gonna be kind of too cold. Um, and trying to make sure that we we want to enjoy the weekend to the fullest, and
Yeah,
watching a full day of football is gonna be a lot easier just to do at home. So we're just gonna do that. Um, So yeah, I was gonna say I am not going to be there. I said I was going to early or in past whatever. We're not going. I'm not gonna be there. Um, but I will definitely be watching on TV, and I'm nervous because this team is a lot better than it was last year. Again, I'm drawing parallels from 2018 to 19. The improvement that Central made was just
and
magnificent.
Levis is much better.
Joe
Levis,
Labus
of
has
course. Yeah,
gotten way better.
he was hurt, but he
Right,
wasn't
and
that really good here before he got hurt. So
the running game, while it struggled a little bit against Kent State, has been really good. Marcus Beeman has been a very nice, unexpected addition to the offense. Technically, like a fourth string quarterback.
yeah, with Flores getting hurt
Yeah,
and
and we'll
now
see if he
missing the rest.
plays. I mean, maybe he does.
No, he's out for the
He is
year.
done for
I
the
was
year.
told. Yeah, I mean it'd take a lot for him to come back, but it's
Yeah.
more than likely done for the year.
Right, but now, but again, Marcus Beeman has filled in really. He rushed for 42 yards last week. So I mean, I I like what he's doing. I like what this offense does, and like I said, Chippewas have to have it, and they're gonna get it. Give me Central Michigan, and I think it's gonna be a little bit more spread out. I like the Chippewas 34-17.
It's fair.
So give me Central Michigan to get.
It'd also be nice, like letting them score 30 points.
Yeah, I mean that would be something. So give me the Chippewas, and I'm give me the Chippewas to win and get into the MAC championship game. Everything that needs to happen, whatever scenario, I don't care who they play, but give me the Chippewas to get to Detroit. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
You want to know how it's going in Ypsilanti right now, or do you?
I'm probably it's probably already over, isn't it?
Eastern's up. Oh, Eastern's up 7-0 after the first quarter.
Hey, there we go. All right.
And shout out to UMass for being the only winless team this year. They lost 45-14 to Bowling Green
My
today.
God, that's pathetic. So anyway, like I said, give me the Chippewas. I think they're gonna do it, and I think they're gonna get to Detroit. So, Hunter, anything else?
That's all I have.
You know where to find us here at doublecsports.weebly.com. Of course, follow the tabs, and you can find whatever you're looking for, be it the Chippewas, be it national sports, be it the Sickos sports, or whatever else. You can find it here throughout the site. So, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great week. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Fire up chips, and we will talk to you again when we